For the first time in 30 years, my MGB has a steering column that actually works. So I'll get into how I mounted this here in a minute, but this is not an MGB steering column. This is the column for a Chevy, or it's a Chevy style column. It's made by IDIDIT. Here's the part number. It's a 28-inch column with 36 by 3/4 spline at the end. And on the end of that, we've got a Borgeson U-joint. Here's the part number for that. And that adapts it from 36 3/4 spline on the steering column to the 46 3/4 spline on the rack. Now it's worth noting, not all racks have the same spline on the MGs. Some years have different splines from others. So the later model steering column will not work with the steel dash. I looked at it. It doesn't work with the mount for the dash. It doesn't work with this here. You'd have to custom fabricate that. Then you wouldn't be able to fit your gauges. It just becomes, trust me, it doesn't work. And the early columns don't look particularly nice. Personally, I was not a fan. This column, it looks nice. It's got a nice chunky feeling turn signal. It's got the hazard switch over here. They look great. And I can paint it to match everything else. Note, this is not the steering wheel I'm using. It is just one that's on here so you can move the car a bit more easily. So you can see it there. That's the Borgeson joint on the lower side close to the alternator. That's the original MG steering column. And then poking out of the firewall there is the IDIDIT column and the Borgeson joint. Now, here's the trick. Nice steel dash. Well, steel dash. It will be nice. This opening's not big enough. It's too narrow here. So I have to modify this a little bit so that the steering column will fit up where it's supposed to. So here's where I made my cuts. I have some vertical ones and then a couple horizontals so I could spread the back half out to fit the steering column. This is the crossbar out of the 65 parts car. So I'll be cutting these this ear setup off of this bar to weld it into the MG for these to bolt to. That's also the same two spots I'm going to use as mounting ears. I'm going to make a little piece of little sheet metal bracket for the steering column so it can bolt here as well. At least that's the plan. Am I good or am I good?
Adequate.
That's what she said too.
Would you like to explain your contraption that you have made?
Well, so the dash mounts to these two tabs here. The steering column shall mount to the backside, and one bolt goes all the way through the whole 9 yards. And then everything is mounted. It's very good.
And
I just have to hope I don't burn the wires in the steering column when I weld this on.
Haha, that's right. There's wires in the steering column. Well, either you'll have turn signals or you won't.
I think what I'll do is I'll tack it on both sides and we'll pull it off the car.
Fair.
Yeah.
Maybe we can somehow pull all this off, pull the wires out.
That's what I'm hoping.
We'll find out.